All right, let's talk about one of the biggest buzzwords on the planet, artificial intelligence. We're going to crack this thing open, break down what it really is, and see how all the pieces fit together. So let's get right into it.
I mean, think about it for a second. You pick up your phone, it just glances at you, and boom, it unlocks. How in the world does it know it's you and not your brother or your best friend? And it's not just your phone, right? You finish binge watching a show on Netflix, and the second it ends, the perfect recommendation pops up. It's almost creepy, like it's reading your mind. What's going on there? Well, it's not some kind of wizardry, even though it totally feels like it sometimes. The answer to all these little everyday miracles is artificial intelligence. So let's pull back that curtain and see what's really happening.
Okay, first things first, we have to start at the very, very top with the big idea itself, the concept that kicked this whole thing off. Artificial intelligence. You've heard it a million times. AI.
So at its heart, AI is really just a goal. It's this huge, grand ambition to build machines that can think and reason and learn, do all the stuff we normally think only humans can do. It's the whole field of study. A really great way to picture this is to imagine a giant umbrella, and written right across the top in huge, bold letters is artificial intelligence. Everything else we're about to talk about, it all fits neatly right underneath that one big umbrella.
So if AI is the giant umbrella, what's hiding under it? Well, the number one way we actually do AI today is through a process called machine learning.
Now this is where things get really, really interesting. See, instead of a programmer having to write millions of lines of code with rules for every single possible situation, machine learning lets a computer kind of figure things out for itself just by looking at tons and tons of data. This analogy absolutely nails it. Think about it. You don't teach a toddler what a cat is by giving them a list of features. You just show them pictures of cats, again and again, and eventually their brain just gets it. That's the whole vibe of machine learning. But we can go even one step deeper. Inside machine learning, there's this specific, incredibly powerful technique that's responsible for most of the mind-blowing AI stuff we see today. This is the real engine driving the revolution: deep learning. So deep learning is a specialized part of machine learning. It's the latest and greatest, the supercharged engine that powers stuff like Face ID, those voice assistants you talk to, all of that. So what makes it so special? The secret sauce is its structure. Deep learning uses something called a neural network, which is, modeled after the human brain. Just imagine this web of interconnected little nodes passing information to each other, which lets it spot incredibly complex patterns in a way that's a lot like how our own brains work. Okay, so we've covered the big idea, the process to get there, and the engine that makes it run. Let's take a second now to put all three of these things together so you can see how they stack up. Here's the hierarchy. It's like those Russian nesting dolls. The biggest doll on the outside is AI. That's the overall goal. You open it up, and inside is machine learning. That's the process we use. Then you open that one up, and you find deep learning, a super effective technique for doing the process. See? They just nest right inside each other. Let's boil it down one last time, even simpler. AI is the big dream, the whole concept. Machine learning is how we chase that dream, the process. And deep learning is one of our best tools for the job, a specific technique that makes the process work like a charm. So, the most important thing to remember is this: all machine learning is a form of AI, and all deep learning is a form of machine learning. But it doesn't work the other way around. They are subsets of each other, from the biggest, broadest idea down to the most specific, powerful tool. So we've laid out the map. We know what these things are called and how they relate. But that just brings up an even bigger question, doesn't it? If a machine learns from examples like a smart kid, what does that learning actually look like inside the computer? How does it happen? Well, that is exactly what we're going to get into in our next explainer.